Another fun fact. When was the last time after today that the Giants had a winning record?
Oh gosh,
2000 when they go to the playoffs, 2014,
2014,
15.
I mean, it had to have been like 2000.
The 2016 season is the last time the Giants had a winning record.
That is outrageous. They haven't had. They were like 1-0 or something like that. Did they go to the
That
playoffs?
boat.
No.
That was the boat season, right?
Oh yeah, maybe.
They were on a boat.
Yeah, they went 11-5 and finished. God, they finished second in the division. Oh, because the Cowboys had Dak and Zeke.
So
that was the boat season. Good call.
He is a boat lawyer.
He is indeed.
It is quite a financially pleasant industry, Wilson.
He's a maritime lawyer.
So for me, a couple things. I feel like the Giants team likes Brian Daboll. They were dancing in the locker room together after the game. For me, to see Brian Daboll go over to Daniel Jones and not treat him with kid gloves after that stupid interception.
I like that.
Just rip him a new one. I liked it too. And I think sort of lit a fire under Daniel Jones, because typically it felt like with previous coaching regimes that they were just, they gave him the kid gloves treatment and like, oh, well, you know, he's whatever. He's Eli Manning Jr. You don't need to yell at him. He'll get things done. He's super smart and all that stuff. Brian Daboll said, look, I'm tired of, I don't want to see this stupid stuff. Quit doing it. And he quit doing it. Saquon looked fantastic. And,
and on the issue that you're discussing, it was with 10 and a half minutes to go in the fourth quarter, the score is 20-13 Titans. They muff a punt and the Giants get the ball back on the Tennessee 11. They run 3 plays, pick up 3 yards, and Daniel Jones throws just a horrendous interception. And it's easy to think about what Daboll went over there. He's like, look, dude, like, I don't mind you taking chances, but we're down 7 points with 8 minutes to go in a game that would be massive. You can't make that throw. Like, if you have to throw it away or take a sack or do something, like, let us get 3 points. Let us try and get 6. You cannot go out of it. You cannot get out of there with 0 points. And whatever he was saying, which I'm assuming had more F-bombs laced with it.
Here's what he said. You are not Josh Allen.
Yeah. You're fired. You won't be here next year. If you do that again, I'll bench you. But yeah, Dimes didn't look great. But Daboll, like,
he didn't look good early, and I thought he got his act together. He played better down the stretch.
Yeah. Saquon Barkley was awesome. But to your point, Daboll feels like, and it's just week 1, we can overreact pretty quickly, but it feels like a guy that, you know, the good culture fit for what the Giants are trying to do and not be some slap D. Like,
it's funny, like back in the day, like being a player's coach was considered a bad thing. Like Tom Coughlin's never dancing with his players, for example, or probably Don Shula. Bill Belichick probably isn't either. But it feels like as we get with these millennials and these Gen Zers breach, they need to be to feel like they're appreciated and wanted. And I think that the connection seems to be one in which involves sort of coaches being more like parents and less like hard asses.
Ryan, can I play something I forgot to play, a couple minutes ago?
What is happening here?
Breach was
I'm glad that video covered my face, so you didn't have to see my reaction to it.
Good job.
My God.
I was thinking about that clip too. If you're listening, that was Tama dancing with the team after the game. But we saw Brian Daboll dancing with the team after the game, and our buddy Rob Arciero I think it was him that made the point that that's something that Joe Judge never would have done.
No. Hey, by the way, Daboll, did you see Daboll? I don't know if you're listening to me. He was like dancing. I didn't know what song it was, but he was dancing. He's like, now play some of that old bleep. Like, and then like they put on a Biggie song and he was like, sorry, he looked like he was about to start dancing again, like getting down. I mean, look, good for him. I don't know Daboll at all, but I like Daboll. I like the idea of Daboll. This, the big, burly, bearded, like old school coach,
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, the crazy thing about this game is that it literally felt like the Giants had a 0% chance winning it at halftime. Titans were up 13-0. New York had done absolutely nothing. I mean, their offense was just dead in the first half. And then I don't know what rejuvenated Saquon Barkley, but he just went off in the second half. He had over 100 yards on just 2 runs. The Giants got the ball in the second half on their first possession, and Saquon had like a
68-yard run. Yeah.
68-yard run that set up their first touchdown.
And it looked like he was going to score too, by the way.
Yeah. And then he got tackled, I think, at the 13.
The 4.
Something like that. And then And then the game-winning touchdown drive, he had a 40-yard run, and that really is what set them up. So those two runs basically won the game for
Oh, sorry, the 10. I'm sorry.
the Giants. He had a 40. And the thing with his long run on the game-winning drive is that he actually had the ball knocked out, and it was on the ground, but then it rolled out of bounds, so the Giants got to keep the ball, and then they drove down and got the touchdown. Not only did they do the 2-point conversion, which, big onions for Brian Daboll to do that.
And I was like sitting there thinking, watching it. It was like I texted it to somebody. I can't remember if I said it where I said it. But it was like, if there's like a minute or less left in this game and they score, like Brian Daboll's got to go for 2. Like you're on the road. You're a huge underdog. It's your first game. Like don't even mess around. Just try and go for 2 and win it. And then of course the Titans end up having a look for Fat Randy.
Oh, he missed.
Another week one.
That's not for today, but that was Randy Bullock. It is
another week one
7
disappointment.
yards. The Titans, literally, Ryan Tannehill drove them down, got them into field goal range, and Randy Bullock missed a 47-yard field goal.
Do the Giants? I know we mentioned them with the Commandos, and we'll get to that in a minute. But it's like, do we think
No.
You don't think the Giants have a chance at winning the division?
As Breach mentioned, for the first 2/3 of that game, they look like the Giants.
Yeah, they look. They couldn't do anything.
Nothing. And I'm glad they won. It was a huge win, moral victories and otherwise. And I think that team now has some confidence. And they do have some good players on the team, and I think it'll come together. This doesn't feel like the year where it's going to come together.
Although, what's crazy?
We're voting. Their next.
Are we going to say the same thing? We are.
The schedule?
Yeah.
They're Panthers at home. It's 3 straight home games. Panthers, Cowboys with no Dak, and the Bears.
The
Giants could be 4-0. I wouldn't flinch if the Giants were 4-0.
You would flinch.
And then they go to London, and anything can happen in London.
At the Packers in London. Ravens at home. At Jaguars. At Seahawks before they bye. That is.
All right. We'll predict the record.
I want to say that they're 5-3 going in that bye.
I'm going to say 3-5.
I'm going to say
the Panthers are trash. The Cowboys are worse than the Giants roster right now.
You're acting like if you had just seen the first half of this game, you would have guessed 0-8.
I'm going to say 4-4.
Yeah, so 3-5, 4-4, 5-3. We'll see what happens.
I want to say 6-2, but I figured that.
Go for it. You can say 7-1, 8-0. It's up to you. It's your podcast.
If you are in the chat on YouTube, smash that like button.
By the way, Zach asked in the chat if I was wearing an In-N-Out shirt. I am wearing an In-N-Out shirt. Thank you for noticing.
Yeah, let's see. In-N-Out's overrated.
Oh, it's fantastic and it's cheap. What are you talking about?
It's fine.
You're overrated, Prince.
Yeah, you're overrated.
That's insulting.
I feel like I'm properly rated, but I'm not rated highly.
That's the truest thing you've ever said.
I'm not really overrated. I feel like if anything, I'm underrated.
You're angrily rated, but properly rated.
Right. Properly rated. People rate me very low, and I'm properly rated.
Also, one other thing I want to mention in this game, it was 3rd and 1 with 5.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. From the Titans 37-yard line, and the Titans ran an end around with their rookie tight end Chig Okonkwo, as opposed to giving the ball to some guy named Derrick Henry. He lost. It was 40-yard loss, and they had to punt, and that set up what was to come. Just a little
chat consensus appears early to be that I am overrated, while also being rated lowly. Like I should be rated. I should have.
Let me tell you something, people. You should have known Brinson 10 years ago. He is a new person. Over the last 5 years, ever since my theory is that ever since Robbie was born, you calm down a little bit. 10 years ago, he was a huge pain in the ass. So you people are lucky.
Who do you think has a higher Uber rating?
Me, I have a 5.
Out of all of you have a 5?
I have a 4.9.
I have a 4.97.
How is that possible?
You have a what? I believe you have a 4.97. You're making that up to try and cover it up. You have to show it.
I'm gonna show it.
Really? That's pretty cool.
How do you have a 4? How do you have a 4.9?
Me?
Do you yell at the TSA lady? I can only imagine what you say to the.
No, I'm like chatty and cool in like Ubers and like
chatty and cool and modest.
Yeah, I'm modest. 490. 490.
Where do you find it again?
Just go to my account.
You have a 499?
490.
Okay, I have 497.
I don't see.
Let's see.
Oh
it.
yeah,
I have to see that to believe that.
I got 5 mugs.
I can't see it.
5. Wow. 497. No kidding. Wait, Breachy says you've only done one ride.
Well, that doesn't say that.
Doesn't say that.
That's ridiculous. And if I did, then I was a horrible
I love that
person.
Brett wants to brag about his Uber rating. He comes in last.
And now he's in last
I
place.
know. I didn't think that backfired badly on me.
Oh my God.
What is happening here?
He's-
So
the
he's
podcast.
the Evan McPherson of Uber riders.
Oh my God.
Oh, he missed it.
I cannot believe we have more sound bites of missed Bengals field goal. This is like
I know, like 6 of my. I have like 8.
a
options.
nightmare for me.
I have like 8 options on this thing, and it's like they're all they're
Like
all like
the highlight of Breach's season last year wasn't that the Bengals almost won the Super Bowl, is that they finally have a kicker and no more bad soundbite kicker drops. No.
Jim in Florida is throwing out. Well, I don't. It would be good news for TJ Watt, but let's. I don't want to cite unconfirmed reports. We'll wait and hear what the MRI says.
Oh man, he has a source at the hospital at UPMC. I used to live right near there.
That would be not terrible. All right, next up. Winners: Brian Daboll, Saquon Barkley. Losers.
I'll give Daniel Jones. I'll throw him a bone.
Okay. Losers: the AFC South and Mike Vrabel.
Ryan Tannehill didn't play poorly.
Yeah.
I was super down on him coming into the season based on the way the season ended last year. But it's just golly, forget how to talk. This was a huge loss for the Titans, only because it should have been an easy win, especially given that the Colts, the team that most of us picked to win the division, laid a huge turd.
The leading receiver for the Tennessee Titans, K. Phillips. K. Phillips. Do you know what Mr. Phillips' first name is?
I saw him out there. No, I don't know. Who is it? Oh, wait. It's not the kid from UCLA. Who is this?
Kyle Phillips.
Sounds like a South Park character.
Their second leading receiver, Dontrell Hilliard. That is this wide receiver group is a problem for the Titans. Like,
that is the kid.
Had 55 yards.
I was right. That is the kid from UCLA. I just didn't realize he was a member of the Titans.
A loser. We got a loser. The general manager who decided to trade AJ Brown.
That'll work for me. Yep. John Robinson, loser for
John
sure.
Robinson.
All right.
Quickly, the Giants had Joe Shane and their assistant GM and another front office person at the Florida game watching Anthony Richardson and Will Levis the other day too. So Daniel Jones fought that off to live to fight another day.
Yeah, that's probably a fait accompli as well.